I was clearing out Mom's attic, never guessing this old book would unravel our family's darkest secret. For years, I thought Mom's sea stories were just old tales. I was so wrong. My fingers brushed its salt-stained cover, and something shifted like the book was breathing. The pages were stiff with dried salt, like it had been drowned 100 times over. I opened it, and the first thing I saw was a sketch, something not quite human, staring back at me. Scattered around were things Mom hid from me, tide charts, shells, relics of a life she never told me about. Then it happened. The pages turned on their own, like an invisible hand was guiding them. My heart dropped when I saw the photo of Mom, standing on a shore I'd never recognized. But her eyes, they weren't her eyes. They glowed the same blue as the thing in the sketch. I reached out, and the glow seemed to pulse, like it was calling to something in me. The attic window shattered, and the wind carried the smell of the sea sharp, cold, and impossible to ignore. On the last page, a name was scrawled in shaky ink, a name Mom had forbidden me from ever saying. In that moment, I knew Mom's sea stories weren't stories. They were warnings. I had to find out what this meant, what Mom had been hiding from me, from everyone. The sea was calling, and for the first time in my life, I knew I had to answer. And as I stepped outside, I swore I heard it, a low, gurgling hum coming from the ocean itself. The sea looked calm, but I knew better. Something was beneath the surface, waiting for me. Mom's secrets weren't just hers. They were mine now, and I had to uncover every last one. For a split second, I saw its scales glinting on my wrist, like I was already becoming part of the sea. I turned the key and drove toward the sea. Whatever waited beneath, I was ready to face it. Or so I thought. Back in my damp, salt-stained bedroom, I thought the attic secrets were the worst of it. The air reeked of brine, and every shadow felt like it was holding its breath. Then the phone buzzed an unknown number, humming like distant, crashing waves. I should have ignored it, but something cold in my bones made me answer. Aunt Mabel's voice was thin, like she was speaking from the bottom of the sea. She told me about Bea, her niece, catatonic at NYU Seaside Health for 3 years. The night she fell ill? It was the exact same night my mom died. I scribbled down the address, my hand shaking like it was dipped in ice water. I knocked over my water glass, but the book didn't just get wet, it drank it. Salt seeped from the pages, like the sea itself was trapped in its binding. Then I saw it, the sketch in the book. Its tentacles were curling, like it was waking up. My blood ran cold. This wasn't just a drawing, it was watching me back. I grabbed my old flannel jacket. I had to go to that hospital. I had to know. Outside, the fog pressed against the window like a living thing, trying to get in. My hand hovered over the doorknob. Every fiber of me screamed to stay, but I turned it anyway. The metal was ice cold, like it had been sitting in the deep sea for years. I left the room behind, but the book's hum followed me, getting louder with every step. I could feel its eyes on my back, like it was already waiting for me at the hospital. My car keys felt heavier than lead, like they were chained to the ocean itself. I stepped outside, into the fog that swallowed the world, and I knew whatever waited at that hospital, it was already too late to run. I raced toward the hospital, but the fog slammed down out of nowhere, thick, suffocating, wrong. The only sign of civilization? A road, half buried in salt, pointing to the hospital I was desperate to reach. My knuckles whitened on the wheel. The air reeked of salt, like the ocean was breathing down my neck. Streetlights blurred into glowing orbs, and my radio sputtered to life with a hum that made my teeth ache. I pressed harder on the gas, but the world felt like it was closing in, like something was watching me from the mist. Then I saw it, something tall, tentacled, standing just off the road, glowing faintly blue in the dark. I slammed on the brakes, my skin crawling. It was gone as fast as it appeared, but I knew it was real. My tires skidded on the salt-slick asphalt, and I realized the road wasn't wet, it was covered in dried sea salt. I fumbled to turn off the radio, but the volume cranked up on its own, that deep, guttural hum growing louder. I sat there, chest heaving, staring into the fog. I wasn't imagining this something was out there, and it knew I was coming. Then my rearview mirror caught it, long, slimy tentacles, glistening in the moonlight, crawling on my roof. I froze, every muscle locked. The hum was coming from above, from those things clinging to my car. I could feel it now, a cold, ancient presence, whispering things in my head that I couldn't understand. I slammed the gas, tires spinning on the salt. I had to get to the hospital, had to find answers. The tentacles vanished into the mist, but the hum lingered, a reminder that I was being hunted. I glanced at my wrist, and my blood ran cold. A faint scale had appeared, glistening with salt. It was spreading. Whatever was out there, it was already inside me, changing me from the inside out. The road sign loomed through the fog. NYU Seaside Health, 10 miles. I just had to hold on a little longer. My headlights cut through the mist, but the dark felt alive, like it was reaching for me through the cracks in the windows. I saw a flicker of light ahead the hospital. But I knew by then, this was just the beginning. Whatever was waiting for me at that hospital, I was ready to face it. I had to know the truth. The air was thick with salt and secrets, and every mile brought me closer to answers that would change my life forever. I dug through my mom's hidden things and found this tape, 15 years of unspeakable secrets locked inside. 15 years ago, this cozy cottage wasn't a home. It was a portal to something ancient and evil. My mom was just visiting, until she stumbled on what Lee Song did after dark. My great-aunt Lee Song let a culture knife glistening with sea salt, her soul eaten by madness. The air reeked of incense and brine. They chanted words that made my mom's ears bleed. Mom tried to look away, but the chants forced her to watch. Her ears started to bleed. On the altar, a symbol glowed with a sickly blue-like sea salt clinging to every line. That's when it happened. Something reached out from the dark, wrapping around her like invisible tentacles. A mark, like a faint tentacle, burned into her wrist. She was marked by something not of this world. I hit play again, my hands shaking. The tape cut out with her scream and something else. The tape went silent, but I could still hear the hum, low, thrumming, like the ocean's heartbeat. Her shell necklace fell out once a gift, now a reminder of the night she lost herself. I stared at the ocean outside. For 15 years, Mom had hidden this, but the sea never forgets. I had to find out what that mark meant. What Lee song had awakened that night. The next dawn, I drove to the coast where it all ended. The salt crunched under my boots. The ocean was eerily calm, like it was holding its breath, waiting for me to uncover its secret. Half buried in sand, I found the same symbol from the tape. The cult had been here too. When I touched it, a jolt went through me cold, like seawater, and I heard that hum again. I looked out at the ocean, and I saw it, a shadow, just beneath the waves, watching me. I knew then, whatever had marked my mom was still here, waiting for me to finish what it started. 15 years ago, that dawn broke with a horror my mom could never escape. She woke up on that salt-crusted porch, her body screaming with unknown pain. Those tentacle marks on her wrists, they weren't just bruises. Every movement felt like she was wrapped in invisible tentacles. In that cold dawn, she realized she was no longer in control. That shell necklace, it was no longer just a family heirloom. Aunt Lee was there, watching her like a predator watches its prey. Her fingers were caked with sea salt, proof of the ritual she'd performed. Mom knew then Aunt Lee had bound her to that sea entity, Sasraja. The sea wasn't just water anymore, it was a prison for her soul. She whispered that name, Sasraja, like a curse that would follow her forever. That mark burned like fire, a constant reminder of what she'd become. The salt on that porch? It wasn't just from the sea, it was part of the ritual. Her body didn't feel like her own, like something else was pulling the strings. That cottage held a secret that would destroy our family little by little. She cried, but her tears mixed with sea salt, like the sea was already claiming her. In her mind, she could feel those tentacles wrapping around her soul. Aunt Lee wore that symbol like a badge of honor, one that spelled doom for us. Slowly, she noticed the scales small at first, but impossible to ignore. That dawn marked the end of my mom, and the beginning of a curse that would find me. I finally reached the NYU Seaside Hospital, but something felt wrong the second I stepped inside. The halls reeked of salt and disinfectant, nothing like a normal hospital. Room 314, this was where the call said she'd be, but my gut screamed to run. I pushed the door open slowly, heart hammering like it knew what waited inside. There, she was B, the woman from the call. But she wasn't just any patient. Her face was pale, dark circles under her eyes. She looked like she hadn't slept in weeks. Then she held up a drawing, its edges crusted with salt, like it had been in the ocean. The drawing, and caught. It was Sasraja, the sea monster I'd been hearing about in my mom's research. I froze. How did she know about the creature no one else believed existed? Bea told me she'd been having visions, seeing Sasraja in her dreams for months. Then she pointed to a detail I missed, a scrap of fabric that looked exactly like my flannel. I looked down at my own shirt, my blood running cold. How could she have drawn that? I lifted my wrist. There was the faint scale I'd been hiding, the first sign of the mutation. Bea leaned in, her voice low. We're connected, Raven. Sasraja's power has bound us. Sasraja's power has bound us. Just then, a huge wave slammed against the window, shaking the glass like it was trying to get in. Bea didn't even flinch. She looked like she'd been waiting for this moment. She pulled out a book from under her bed. Its cover was identical to my mom's secret journal. The pages were filled with the same notes as my mom's, written in the same shaky, salt-stained handwriting. I took the book, my fingers brushing the salt-stained pages. This wasn't just coincidence, it was a trap. The lights flickered, and the room filled with the strong smell of the ocean, like Sasraja was right outside the window. I looked at Bea, and I knew we had no choice. We had to stop Sasraja before it was too late. Bea nodded, her eyes just as determined. Whatever was coming, we'd face it together. But as I stared at the drawing, I could swear the monster's eyes were following me. I grabbed the book, my grip tight, and walked toward the door. Whatever was out there, I was ready. As I opened the door, a low, guttural hum filled the hallway like Sasraja was calling to me. Bea led me to her Brooklyn apartment, but the air reeked of ocean salt wrong, so wrong. We stepped inside, and the silence felt heavy, like the ocean holding its breath. Her cat, Kit Kat, stared at the window, ears flattened, like it saw something I couldn't. I followed her to the window, my skin prickling with a familiar cold dread. The sky was pitch black, no moon, no stars, like the ocean had swallowed the night. Frosted salt crusted the window, glistening like a warning from the deep. Kit Kat suddenly yowled, fur standing on end, hackles raised at the darkness outside. My hands went cold, goosebumps racing up my arms. I knew that icy dread too well. Then I saw it, a massive, shadowy shape moving just beyond the streetlights. Bee grabbed my arm, her fingers cold as ice. It's here. It found us. Her eyes reflected the shadow, long, sinuous, like tentacles writhing in the dark. The apartment door slammed open, a gust of salt-laced wind tearing through the room. Kit Kat leaped to the windowsill, scratching the glass, screaming at the shape outside. Claw marks scored the salt-crusted glass, matching the ones in my mom's tattered book. I moved to slam the door, but something heavy pressed against it from outside. It wouldn't budge. A dark shadow seeped under the door, like liquid night. The shadow glowed blue, same as my mom's eyes when Sasraja possessed her. We backed away, pressed against the wall, as the shadow spread across the floor. My mom's book pressed against my leg, a heavy reminder of what we were facing. The shadow outside grew larger, the blue light intensifying. It was coming for me. Bee grabbed her own novel from the shelf, its cover matching my mom's, A Boy with Tentacles. Our books matched, like they were two halves of the same terrible truth. The lights flickered, dimming, as the hum from outside grew louder, deeper. I opened my mom's book, and its pages glowed blue, responding to the shadow outside. The words blared in my mind. Sasraja comes for the key. I was the key. It was coming for me. I thought we'd escape the sea's grasp, but Brooklyn Shore had other plans. We came to investigate the coast, but something watched us from the dark. A shadow rose from the waves, something not quite human, not quite beast. My skin crawled, and I felt scales pushing through just like Wilson described. The sea sang to me, a frequency only my blood could hear. The scales grew brighter, as if the ocean was marking me as its own. Bee tried to help, but the sea's hold on me was too strong. The creature drew closer, and I felt its hunger for me, for my blood. My eyes burned blue, and for a second, I wasn't me anymore, I was part of it. Bee's voice cut through the haze, pulling me back from the edge. I fought back, but the transformation had already started. The creature retreated, but it left a warning in my bones. My pulse matched the waves, now we were linked. Forever. Don't record it. If anyone sees, we'll be hunted as monsters too. The night felt endless, and I knew this wasn't the end. The sea left its mark everywhere, a reminder it would never let me go. We walked away, but the ocean's song followed us all the way home. The scales didn't fade. They were here to stay. Bee stayed by my side, but even she didn't know what came next. But I did. I had to learn to control this power, or it would control me. The sea waited, and so would I, for the final battle between us. 8 years ago, the submarine Diamond vanished into the Mariana Trench. No one knew the truth. Until now. We were on a routine deep-sea research mission, or so we thought. The Diamond was our pride, built to withstand the deepest ocean pressures. We were a team of 12, all eager to explore the uncharted deep. We descended into the darkness, unaware that we were being watched. We reached the deepest point on Earth, and that's when it began. The submarine shook violently. The hull creaked like it would split in two. Something enormous pressed against the hull. Something not of this world. It was Sasraja, the ancient sea entity we'd only read about in myth. It broke through the hull, dragging crew members into the dark abyss. Captain Tomes fought to bring the submarine up, but it was too late. We grabbed our emergency gear and raced for the escape pod. The Diamond sank into the trench, taking the rest of our team with it. We spent 36 hours adrift in the dark, waiting for rescue that might never come. We were the only survivors. The rest were gone forever. I saved the submarine's data, proof of what we encountered that day. We swore we'd stop it. No one else would suffer like we did. I knew then that I had to join them. My family's secret was tied to this. We were no longer just survivors. We were a team with a mission, but we knew it was still down there and waiting for its chance to return. Bee's book held clues we didn't even know existed. We had to find them fast. My body was already changing. The sea's power was inside me, whether I wanted it or not. 8 years ago, dawn broke over Guam's coast, and we crawled from the ocean's jaws. The submarine had shattered, and Sasraja's power had left us broken. The trench's pressure and that thing's curse, we should have died that day, but we didn't. And when we looked out at the waves, we knew we had a job to do. We would hunt the thing that had destroyed our lives, no matter how deep it hid. Every scar, every ache, they were our compass, leading us to Sasraja. We'd recovered data from the submarine clues to where it might hide next. That drive held more than just logs, it held the key to ending this nightmare. We wouldn't let it claim more lives. Not if we could stop it. Our hunt had begun, and we didn't know just how long it would last. Months turned to years, and we built a life around our obsession. We mapped every trench, every anomaly, every whisper of that sea monster. The sea hadn't forgotten us, and we hadn't forgotten it. We knew it was hiding in the Mariana Trench, the deepest, darkest hole on Earth, and we were going to go down there to finish what we started. We built a sub, the Diamond, strong enough to withstand the trench's pressure. It wasn't just a sub. It was our ticket back to hell, to end Sasraja once and for all. We were old, we were broken, but we were not defeated. We had weapons, we had intel, and we had nothing left to lose. The day would come when we would dive into the dark and face the monster that had haunted us for years. We finally found it, the hidden cave where the cult performed their rituals. The air reeked of salt and blood. This place felt wrong, on every level. Then I saw them sketches covering every wall, all of it the same creature. Bea recognized it immediately, Sasraja, the entity we'd been chasing. Every sketch showed the same tentacled form, watching, waiting, the scales on its arms, but they looked too familiar, like a memory I couldn't place. Then my arm burned. I looked down, and the scales were there just like the sketches. They matched, exactly. My arm was changing into what I'd been hunting. Dr. Origami didn't need to say it. We all knew what this meant. Tomes tensed, his hand hovering over his harpoon, ready for whatever came next. Bea looked at me, fear in her eyes. She knew I was the key, but not to kill it. The altar's symbols matched my scales too. This wasn't a coincidence. It was a design. I walked to the altar, my legs heavy. I finally understood what my mom had been trying to tell me. I wasn't meant to destroy Sasraja. I was meant to bind it using my own body. My scales glowed faintly, responding to the altar's power. The connection was undeniable. Dr. Origami held out the protective stone one last chance to fight the corruption. I took it, but I knew it wouldn't be enough. This was my fate. Bea stood beside me, her hand on my shoulder. We were in this together until the end. The altar's glow grew brighter, and the air hummed with ancient power. We were ready. I looked at the altar and knew. Whatever came next, I wouldn't run. The symbols on the altar glowed with the same blue light as my eyes. We were one. Tomes raised his harpoon, ready to defend me if things went wrong. We stood together, united. Whatever happened, we'd face it as one. My scales spread further, merging with the altar's power. The transformation had begun. Dr. Origami scribbled notes, documenting every second of the transformation. 3 years ago, I was tied to an altar marked for sacrifice. The cult chanted, and I thought I'd never see the sun again. Li Song, the cult leader, stood over me, her blade glinting with salt and blood. I stared at the carved symbol on the stone, my blood freezing in my veins. Just as the blade fell, a blue light burst from the shadows. Not human, not beast tentacles of blue light wrapped around the blade, stopping it cold. Li Song screamed, her cult panicking as the power pushed them back. I felt a surge of strength, my bonds snapping like dry rope. I ran, not looking back, as the cave began to crumble around us. The last thing I saw before blacking out was a blue glow fading over the waves. When I woke up in the hospital, I had no memory of who I was, only the name, Bea Blessing. Then I found this book, Raven's mother's book, with the same tentacle symbol. Pieces started clicking into place. That blue light wasn't a coincidence. It was Raven. He saved me that night, and in doing so, tied our fates together forever. Now I know why he sacrificed himself. He was protecting not just the world, but me too. His notes told the story how he knew the cult would come for me again. I wrote my novel to tell our story, to make sure no one forgets what he gave. Every time I look at the ocean, I feel him watching, protecting. Our fates are bound. And I'll make sure his sacrifice wasn't in vain. Someday, I'll understand the full truth. But for now, I'll keep his story alive. I thought I was just a regular guy, until the cult attacked, and something in me snapped awake. Cultists flooded the cave altar, their glowing eyes hungry for blood and for me. Bea grabbed her knife, ready to fight. But I knew this wasn't just a normal battle. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes had our backs, but even their firepower wasn't enough. The cave turned into a war zone, and I could feel something dark rising inside me. My arms started to burn, scales bursting through my skin, like I was becoming something else. Tentacles sprouted from my legs, cold and wet, moving on their own will. My eyes burned blue, and I could hear Sasraja's voice in my head cheering me on. I lashed out, sending cultists flying like ragdolls. The power felt unstoppable. They screamed, terrified they'd never seen anything like me before. I stood there, surrounded by bodies, and for a moment, I felt invincible. Then I saw Bea's face, fear, not hope. She was scared of me. Dr. Origami's eyes told the same story. I was changing, and not for the better. The remaining cultists ran, leaving us alone in the bloody cave. I tried to control it, to push the power back, but it wouldn't listen. The blue glow in my eyes wouldn't fade, and Sasraja's voice didn't go away. I realized the truth. The more I used this power, the more I became like Sasraja. My mom's old book lay on the ground, its pages open to the cursed symbol. We all knew then this was only the beginning, and I was the ticking time bomb. Every time I fought, I gave a little more of myself to the sea monster we'd sworn to stop. Captain Tomes lowered his harpoon, his face grim. He knew what was coming. Bea tried to reach for me, but she hesitated, afraid of what I might do. I looked up at the cave ceiling, wondering if I'd ever be human again. Dr. Origami picked up the book, flipping to a page I'd never seen before. We gathered around, hoping to find a way to reverse this, to save me from myself. The cave's collapsing above us every shake feels like it's gonna bury us alive. We scramble through falling rocks, each second a fight, just to breathe. A rock slices my arm, pain blazes, but I can't stop moving. Bea yanks me forward, her grip tight enough to bruise we have, to keep going. The whole cave's coming apart, this is it, we're gonna die here. Wait, through the dust, I see her. My mom, standing like she's been waiting. She's not here, not really, but her voice echoes in my head like she's right beside me. I reach for her, but my hand goes right through. She's just a vision. She points to a glowing corner in the dark. There's something there, something we need. We follow her voice, sprinting toward the light even as rocks crash behind us. It's the protective stone, carved with that cult symbol, glowing like it's been waiting for us. I grab it, and the light flares brighter, like it's recognizing my blood, my destiny. The symbol on it burns bright. My mom's voice rings out, telling me what I have to do. With the stone in hand, we make a break for the exit lights pouring in. We can make it. The exit's light blinds me for a second. I think we're gonna make it out alive. We tumble out onto the shore, and behind us, the cave collapses completely. My mom's words echo clear. Now, this isn't over. I know how to seal Sasraja away. We collapse onto the sand, battered and bruised, but alive for now. I clutch the stone tight, knowing what I have to do next, even if it costs me everything. The sea's calm now, but I can feel it. Sasraja's still out there, waiting, and I'm the only one who can stop him. My mom's old book slips out of my bag. Its cover stares up at me, a reminder of our fate. Bia picks it up, handing it back to me. Her eyes say she knows what I'm about to do. Inside, her writing is shaky. Desperate, she knew this day would come. Knew I'd have to finish what she started. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes gear up. We don't have time to rest. Not when Sasraja's still free. We stare out at the ocean, knowing the real fight is still ahead deep in the Mariana Trench, where Sasraja waits. Exhausted from the fight, we finally found rest on Guam's shore. But something was watching me. B, Dr. Origami, Captain Tomes, we were all broken, but alive for now. That's when I saw it. A figure rising from the waves, half human, half sea. It was me, but not me. A version of myself merged with the ocean, tentacles glistening. This was no illusion. It was a vision of what I was meant to become. I could feel the ocean's power calling to me, pulling me into something bigger. B noticed my stare, her eyes filled with worry. She knew something was changing in me. The phantom's eyes held no fear, only purpose. A purpose I was starting to understand. I stood up, my fatigue fading. For the first time, I didn't run from the ocean's call. Dr. Origami had been writing for hours, documenting the strange energy lingering in the air. Captain Tomes was prepping our gear, ready for whatever came next. He knew the ocean never stays calm. I walked toward the waves, my feet sinking into the salt-crusted sand. The phantom waited for me. When my hand touched its tentacle, a surge of power flooded my body. I knew this was my destiny. My own eyes began to glow faintly blue. The fear was gone, only acceptance remained. The phantom sank back into the waves, leaving only a faint blue glow in its wake. I stood alone at the shore, staring out at the ocean. My mission was now clear. B held my mother's tattered book, knowing it held the key to what came next. Dr. Origami said nothing, but his scarred ears told me he felt the power too. Captain Tomes adjusted his cap, the broken anchor badge glinting in the sun. He was ready. We weren't just survivors anymore. We were guardians, bound to the sea's unspoken mission. Looking down, I saw faint scales forming on my wrist. The ocean's change had already begun. B stood beside me, her hand brushing mine. She'd stand with me, no matter what. We turned toward our gear, ready to face whatever the ocean had in store. My sacrifice wouldn't be in vain. A faint blue glow lingered on the waves, a reminder that the ocean's call would never fade. For the first time in my life, I felt at peace. The sea was no longer a fear, it was my home. I never thought we'd reach this point. Captain Tomes' modified sub looms ahead, our last hope. Look at her, every inch reinforced, loaded with weapons built to fight the deep's horrors. Dr. Origami's running non-stop diagnostics. One glitch down there means certain death. B's not just along for the ride, she's carrying the knowledge we need to survive. We're all here, every one of us, with something to lose and everything to protect. These aren't just harpoons, they're loaded with charges strong enough to pierce even Sasraja's hide. Captain Tomes built her with every trick he knows. This sub is our only chance. Evan's got the protection stone. Its glow is our only defense against Sasraja's essence. Inside, every inch is packed with tech. We'll be blind down there without it. This knife, it's more than a weapon. It's the last link to what we lost. Our suits are built to withstand pressure that would crush metal. Survival is non-negotiable. We've gone over the plan 100 times, but nothing can prepare us for what's below. B's novel isn't just a story. It's a map to the truth we've been chasing. Captain Tomes' old injury isn't a weakness. It's a reminder of the deep's cruelty. The sea looks calm now, but beneath, the darkness is waiting, hungry for us. Those scars? Proof of what the deep can do. He's survived once, and he'll do it again. Evan's taking point. His connection to the sea might just save us all. The stone's glow intensifies as we get closer. It knows what's coming, even if we don't. We suit up one last time. Once we dive, there's no turning back. B's face says it all. Fear, but also resolve. We can't fail. This hull's been reinforced with every material we could find. Even steel might not hold down there. Captain Tomes gives the order. Our dive into the abyss begins now. We finally reached the Mariana Trench. But something's wrong here. Everyone could feel it, the crushing pressure of the deep, waiting to swallow us whole. The hull shook like a leaf. The deep sea wasn't just watching, it was hungry. I pressed my hand to the glass and saw it. Something massive, moving in the dark. The trench stretched on forever, and at the bottom, it was waiting for us. That was its tentacle, bigger than our entire sub. We were nothing to it. Bia went pale. She knew exactly what this meant. We were already trapped. The gauges screamed warnings. The pressure was beyond our sub's limits. Captain Tomes gritted his teeth. We couldn't stop here. We had to keep moving. My hands shook. Everything my mom wrote in her diary was real. It was all real. Our gear could handle the pressure. But could it handle times it asterisk? I grabbed the protective stone. Its faint blue glow was our only light in the dark. Its tentacle drifted closer. I could see the suckers on its surface, each bigger than a man. Red alarms blared. We were out of time. It was going to strike. We were trapped in this steel coffin. It was going to tear us apart, piece by piece. The tentacle pressed against the glass. I could feel it, testing our defenses. We were surrounded by its tentacles. The abyss was going to be our grave. No, Mom's plan wasn't over. We couldn't give up, not now, not ever. We grabbed our dive gear. We had to go out there. We had to face it head on. The hatch opened. Frigid ocean water rushed in. We were going down into the dark. I adjusted my gear, staring into the abyss. This was where it all ended, for better or worse. We stepped out into the dark. The trench swallowed us whole, and Sasraja waited in the depths. My mutations fully awakened. It's time to end Sasraja, once and for all. I'm not alone. B, Evan, and Captain Tomes have my back in this abyss. But Sasraja's not going down easy. Those tentacles could crush steel like paper. My tentacles are my weapon now. I lock with its, refusing to let it advance. The sub fires harpoons, and B's prophetic power weakens the beast. We're fighting as one. Evan's scales glow bright. His ocean power matches mine. He hurls his harpoon straight for the beast. The harpoon hits home. Black blood oozes into the water, but the beast just roars louder. B's prophetic power surges. She's unraveling the beast's weaknesses, feeding me every detail. With her intel, I break free from its grip. I charge straight for Sasraja's core. Tomes unleashes the sub's full firepower, pinning the beast down. This is our chance. Sasraja roars, a sound that shakes the trench. Its furies turning to desperation now. Evan circles to its flank. He's going for its unguarded side, keeping the beast distracted. I wrap my tentacles around its core. Every muscle strains to crush its dark essence. B fights through the currents, carrying the protective stone. It can amplify my power to finish this. I press the stone to its core. The blue light burns through its dark flesh. The beast screams in agony. The stone's power purifies its darkness. Black blood dissolves, turning to harmless salt water. The beast dissolves into the sea, its dark essence fading away. We did it, we won. Evan's scales dim, his power settling. He grins, we finally have a chance to breathe. B swims to me, tears mixing with seawater. She holds me tight. We survived the unthinkable. We head back to the sub. The trench is quiet again. But I know our duty isn't over yet. I stared at Sasraja's writhing tentacles, cold dread settling in only one way to end this. This ancient sea beast had broken free of our binds, its power pulsing through the trench. My mother's final warning echoed. The key is your blood. The seal is your sacrifice. Quote, I stepped forward, every muscle screaming, knowing this was my last walk as a human. The beast loomed over me, its roar shaking the ocean floor, but I didn't flinch. This rusted knife, once just a tool, was now my only hope to save everyone. I saw my mother's face, her eyes glowing blue, whispering the final incantation. B screamed my name, her voice muffled by water, but I couldn't turn back. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes watched from the sub, helpless as I made my choice. I raised the knife high, the beast's tentacles coiling around me, ready to strike. For the first time in months, I felt calm. This was what I was born to do. I drove the knife into my chest, blood blooming in the water, burning with ancient magic. A bright blue light erupted from my body, binding with the ocean's power. Sasraja roared in agony, its tentacles going limp as my blood's magic spread. My body shifted, human form fading as I merged with the sea, tentacles replacing my legs. B swam to me, tears mixing with salt water, knowing I was still there. I pulled Sasraja's essence into myself, sealing it deep within the ocean's embrace. I was no longer just Ravenfall, I was the ocean's guardian, bound to it forever. The sub's crew stared in awe as the trench grew calm, the beast's power gone. I touched B's hand one last time, a silent promise passing between us. I sank into the depths, watching them leave, my new home waiting below. B watched me go, her heart heavy, but knowing we'd won for now. Dr. Origami documented everything, sealing the truth to prevent future madness. Captain Tomes guided the sub upward, the trench now quiet, a new secret buried deep. As we broke the surface, sunlight pierced the waves, a sign of hope after the darkness. From the deep, I watched them go, my duty now clear, guard the seal forever. Sasraja's power lay dormant inside me, a prisoner to my new oceanic form. I drifted through the trench, my body now one with the water, at peace at last. The Mariana Trench was calm again, a testament to the sacrifice that saved the world. I was the bridge between land and sea, the guardian of the seal, forever bound to the deep. I thought sacrificing myself would end everything, but the sea had other plans for me. We returned to Guam's shore, battered but alive, carrying the weight of what we'd lost. B pulled out my mom's tattered book, ready to piece together the story we'd all lived through. Evan stared out at the waves, a strange glow already rising on his wrist. He knew what he had to do. I watched from the water, half part of the sea, half still myself, guarding those I'd left behind. Bia began writing, determined to make sure the world never forgot the boy who sacrificed himself. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes exchanged a look. They knew the burden Evan was about to take on. Evan clutched the protective stone, its glow matching the scales on his wrist. Our bloodline's connection to the sea couldn't be broken. I drifted closer to Bia, my tentacle brushing her book. Thank you for keeping my story alive. Evan stepped forward, facing the endless ocean, ready to take up the duty I'd left behind. I saw the resolve in his eyes. He would be the ocean's guardian, just like I was meant to be. B paused, smiling at Evan. Before writing again, our story was far from over. Dr. Origami pulled out Wilson's log. We had to make sure the trench stayed monitored to keep Sasraja bound. I touched Evan's shoulder, passing on the weight of the ocean. You're ready, brother. The sun rose over Guam, painting the sky pink and orange. For the first time, I felt at peace. B titled her story, The Key and the Sea, a tribute to the boy who became the ocean's guardian. Evan turned back to us, ready to leave Guam, but he knew our work was just beginning. Captain Tomes clapped Evan on the shoulder. You've got this, kid. The ocean's in good hands. I watched them leave, my form fading back into the sea. My work was done, but Evan's was just starting. As they vanished over the horizon, a faint blue glow lingered on the water. The ocean's guardian was never truly gone. I thought my story ended when I merged with the sea, but I was wrong. My twin brother Evan, the one I never knew existed, emerged from the chaos. He bore the same mark as me, the sea's calling etched into his skin. We fled to the shore, finally free, but knowing our duty was only beginning. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes found us. They knew the truth too. Our mother's shell necklace, proof we shared the same blood, the same destiny. For generations, our bloodline has been the sea's guardians. We were next in line. Our mother knew. She hid the truth to keep us safe from Sasraja's reach. Captain Tomes taught me to fight, how to wield the harpoon, how to face the dark deep. Every strike was for me, for our mother, for everyone Sasraja had hurt. Dr. Origami taught me the sea's secrets, where Sasraja hid, how to weaken its power. The protective stone, our only defense against Sasraja's corrupting essence. I trained until my muscles burned, until the sea's power felt like part of me. I wasn't just learning to fight. I was learning to become what the sea needed. For a moment, we had peace, but peace was never meant to last for us. The sea called to me. A fragment of Sasraja was forming, growing strong. We couldn't ignore it. Sasraja wasn't gone. It was biding its time. The fragment was in the Mariana Trench, right where I had merged with the sea. We had to go back, to finish what I started, what our mother fought for. I thought I had sacrificed everything, but my brother's story was just beginning, and I was with him, always. I was ready to face the dark, ready to be the guardian the sea needed. We were prepared for anything Sasraja could throw at us. I was going through Raven's things for closure when I found something I never expected. His old flannel, the tattered book, that seashell necklace, and all reminders of what we lost. Tucked under papers, a locked journal with his mom's name scrawled on the cover. I pried it open, hands shaking, not knowing what dark secrets it held. The first page hit me like a tidal wave. This wasn't just a journal, it was a curse. Drawings of that tentacled beast, Sasraja, dating back decades, way before Raven was born. A family tree, our names branching back to the first who tried to seal the beast. His mom wrote it over and over. We are the keys, not the victims. I never knew. Photos of her, young and scared, standing on that same shore where Raven died. She knew what would happen to Raven. She knew her son would finish her fight. Pages of rituals, blood bonds, how to bind the beast to the sea forever. The last line chilled me. The duty passes to the next key. Was that me? Was that Evan? I grabbed Raven's old knife, the one he used to seal the beast. This wasn't over. Not yet. Outside, the ocean roared, like it was waiting, like Sasraja was still there, biding time. Raven didn't just sacrifice himself. He passed the torch, and I would carry it. I wouldn't let his death be in vain. I would finish what Leanne started. The journal, the knife, the seashell, all pieces of a puzzle I was just starting to solve. I put on Leanne's necklace, feeling the weight of their legacy on my shoulders. I had to find Evan. He was part of this too. We were both keys now. The ocean was calling, and this time, we were ready to answer. As the door clicked shut, I saw scratch marks on the frame, tentacle marks, fresh. Outside the window, a shadow moved in the waves. Sasraja wasn't gone. He was watching. I tightened my grip on the knife, my heart pounding. This was just the beginning. I needed to find Evan fast, before the beast returned, before it was too late. The elevator descended, and I knew our fight was far from over. We were the keys, and we had to lock the beast away. I thought it was over, but the cult's leftovers are back, trying to wake Sasraja again. They're rallying on the shore, chanting those cursed words to break the seal. They found a fragment of Sasraja, and it's growing stronger by the second. I couldn't let them succeed. I gathered everyone, ready to fight for what Raven died to protect. The shore became our battlefield. We outnumbered, but I had something they didn't, Raven's power. I focused, letting the ocean's power flow through me. The scales spread, my veins glowing blue. The water responded to me, swirling in my palm like a tiny storm ready to break. I threw the vortex at them. The water hit like a tidal wave, sending cult members flying. The power didn't hurt them permanently, it stripped away Sasraja's influence, making them human again. B moved in, using the protective stone to purge the last traces of darkness from them. Dr. Origami scanned the fragment, yelling that it was unstable, about to explode if we didn't act fast. I stepped forward, the water wrapping around my feet like it was guiding me to the fragment. I pressed my hand to it, pouring all the ocean's power I could muster into the fragment, trying to contain it. Slowly, its blue glow faded, until it was just a plain rock, harmless at last. The remaining cult members snapped out of their trance, confused and ashamed of what they'd done. Captain Tomes clapped my shoulder, saying I'd done Raven proud. I wasn't sure, but I knew I tried. Bee ran to me, hugging me tight, tears of relief in her eyes. We'd actually won. As the sun rose over the calm ocean, I knew Raven's sacrifice wasn't in vain. I was ready to carry on his legacy. The scales faded, but the power stayed inside me. I was no longer just Raven's brother, I was the ocean's guardian. But I knew this wasn't the end. The sea holds secrets, and someday another threat might rise. But I'll be ready. Raven's book fell from my pocket, open to the page with a tentacled boy. It felt like he was watching, proud. I picked it up, holding it tight. We had work to do, but for now, we could breathe. We'd protected what mattered. After Raven's sacrifice, I knew I had to step up. My training starts right now. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes volunteered to turn me into a proper sea guardian. First lesson, mastering this modified harpoon. It's way heavier than it looks. Footwork is everything. Captain Tomes says dodging matters as much as attacking. Push-ups, sprints, breath control. Every single part of me has to be ocean ready. Then I felt the ocean's power in my veins. Raven was guiding me, even now. Raven's ghostly form appeared, showing me how to channel that power properly. Dr. Origami warned me, control is key. Lose it, and you'll become part of the sea, too. We set up simulated tentacles. Every swing had to be precise, every dodge timed perfectly. The simulation felt too real. I could almost feel Sasraja's presence in the dark. I was exhausted, but I couldn't stop. Raven's sacrifice couldn't be for nothing. Captain Tomes fixed my grip. You're fighting the sea, not with it, he said. Next lesson, moving in shallow water. The current pulls harder than you think. Turning, striking, dodging, all while fighting against the current. It was brutal. Then came the pressure simulation. It felt like the deep sea itself was crushing me. I fought through the pressure, remembering what Raven had done to save us all. Raven's voice echoed in my head. You've got this, brother. I'm right here. That's when I fully connected with the ocean. Its power was mine to command. I swung the harpoon with new strength. The simulated tentacles didn't stand a chance. I did it. I completed the first phase of training, but I knew the real fight was still ahead. Raven's smile told me he was proud, but we both knew Sasraja wasn't gone forever. I held the protective stone, feeling the ocean's constant pulse. We had to be ready for anything. I never thought my book would bring back such painful, precious memories. The bookstore was warm, filled with people who'd come to hear our story. But then I saw her, a little girl, holding something behind her back. She pushed through the crowd, her eyes fixed on me, like she had a message. In that moment, I knew this wasn't just another fan interaction. She held out her hand, and I saw it a crumpled piece of paper. When I unfolded it, my breath caught. He was there, exactly as I remembered him. The boy with tentacles, standing in the sea, my Raven. My hand started to shake. How did this child know what he looked like? The girl just stared at me, like she was waiting for me to understand. I asked her where she'd gotten the drawing. She just smiled and said, he told me to give it to you. Said, you'd know what to do. In that moment, I finally got it. This wasn't just my story to tell. We needed to keep his memory alive, to pass on the duty of protection. The book and the drawing, two parts of the same promise. The crowd felt quiet, like they could feel the weight of what we were doing. I squeezed her hand and promised we'd never let him be forgotten. From that day on, we told the story everywhere we went, not just as a tragedy, but as a reminder of courage and sacrifice. Because some stories aren't just meant to be read, they're meant to be guarded. And I promised him, right then, that we'd guard his story forever. The sun set over the bookstore, but our work was just beginning. I carried that drawing with me everywhere, a constant reminder. Because out there, in the sea, he was still watching, and we were still listening. I sat at my desk, ready to tell the story the sea tried to bury. It started with a boy who gave everything to bind the sea's dark heart. Raven's sacrifice wasn't just for us, it was for every soul the sea threatened. I wrote of the trench, the tentacles, the battle that cost us so much. And then I felt him not in the room, but in the words I typed. He whispered through my sentences, guiding me to tell the truth. I wrote of how he merged with the deep, becoming both guard and prisoner. I told of the stone that held back the dark, of the cost of our victory. Even the stone seemed to hum, as if Raven's presence lingered there. The sea held him now, but his story wouldn't stay buried. I wrote of Evan, of how he took up the mantle to guard the deep, of the brother who stepped forward when the sea called again. I told of the new cult, the fragments, the fight to keep Raven's sacrifice meaningful. When I finished, I knew the story wasn't over, it was just beginning. This book wasn't just a story, it was a promise to keep watching the sea. A promise to never let the sea forget the boy who saved us. Raven's touch felt like a quiet thank you for keeping his story alive. As I turned out the lights, I knew the sea still watched, but so did we. The sea held his truth, and now the world would know it too. Our story wasn't over, but for now, we could breathe, knowing Raven's legacy lived on. Can you believe it? My story, Lost to the Sea, is now a published book everyone can read. Today's the launch day, and the store is packed with people who care about what happened beneath the waves. Wait till you see what one little reader brought me, something that made my heart feel whole again. Bee's been signing non-stop, her smile steady, like she's been waiting for this moment forever. This isn't just a book launch. It's proof that what we did mattered, that I'm not forgotten. Look at her. She's turning our pain into something anyone can hold, something that lasts. Strangers, friends, even kids, they're all here, hungry to hear the truth we hid for so long. This little girl drew me, tentacles and all, like she could see me standing right there in the room. Bee took it so gently, her eyes glistening, like she knew exactly what this meant to me. The girl smiled like she knew I was watching, like she knew I was right there with them. Rows and rows of them, each one a piece of the secret we carried through the dark. Sunlight's pouring through the windows, warm, like it's wrapping around me, like I'm home. Look who's here too, Doc and Captain Tomes, quiet but proud, like they knew we'd make it here. I can see it in his eyes. He doesn't regret a single thing we did down in the Mariana Trench. They're talking, guessing, asking questions like the ocean's secrets aren't so hidden anymore. For the first time since I became part of the sea, I don't feel alone. I feel seen, really seen. Bee's writing little notes in every copy, things like, for Raven, who gave everything. She hasn't forgotten. They're walking away with more than a book. They're walking away with a piece of hope. That drawing's sitting on Bee's table now, like a beacon, like I'm still right there with them. And Evan, he's here too, quiet, watching, like he's carrying the same quiet hope I am. I can see the faint scales on his wrist, just like mine used to be. He's still connected to the sea, to me. He nods at her, and she nods back like they're sharing a secret only we three know. Bee's eyes are soft, like she can feel me here, like she's talking to me through every book. Old, young, everyone, they all want to know about the boy who became part of the sea. They're showing each other their copies, pointing at the cover, like we're old friends they've always known. Bee writes things like that in every book. She hasn't forgotten what we lost, what we fought for. That little girl hugged Bee before she left, and I swear, I felt that hug warm, real, through the waves. The sun's setting now, painting the store in gold, and I know this is what we fought for. This is home. I never thought my book would wrap so many people in this quiet warmth. This place used to feel just like any bookstore. Now, it's something so much bigger. Then I spotted her, a tiny figure holding something that made my chest tight. She wove through people, slow but sure, like she carried something only I needed to see. When she reached me, I knew whatever she had wasn't just a drawing, it was a piece of a story. It was him, Raven, the boy who gave everything to keep us safe from the deep. My throat tightened. I thought no one would remember him with such gentle kindness. Then she spoke, and her words wrapped around my heart like a warm blanket. He's my guardian hero, she said. He keeps the sea safe for me. In that second, I realized Raven's sacrifice wasn't an end. It was a beginning. All those dark, terrifying days, they weren't for nothing. He'd become someone's hero. The bookstore felt warmer than ever, like our story was wrapping around everyone here. She handed me the drawing, like she was giving me a piece of the hope Raven left behind. I held it like it was glass fragile, but so incredibly precious. I wrote her a note. Keep believing in your hero. He's always watching over you. Her grin was so bright, it felt like the sun had just broken through the clouds just for her. As she ran off, I looked at the drawing again, and something heavy lifted from my chest. The weight of all we'd gone through. It didn't feel heavy anymore. It felt like a gift to share. I looked out at the ocean, and I swear I could feel him there, quiet, steady, watching over us all. Our story wasn't over. It was just starting to be told, one small, warm moment at a time. Every signature felt like a promise to keep telling his story, to keep his legacy alive. People would come up, telling me how the story touched them, how it made them feel less alone. That little drawing became my lucky charm, a reminder of why I wrote this book in the first place. I thought we'd won. Until the scale on my wrist burned like frozen fire. Dr. Origami's alarms blared. Sasraja wasn't defeated. It was waking up. The Mariana Trench. Its energy spiked like a heartbeat from the grave. I knew what I had to do. My brother's legacy wasn't just a story to honor. We gathered what we could, ready to dive into the abyss we'd barely escaped. The diamond waited, its hull reinforced to withstand the trench's crushing pressure. The protective stone glowed faintly, our only shield against Sasraja's corrupting touch. Captain Tomes sharpened our harpoons, ready to pierce whatever we found below. Bee held my brother's story, a reminder of what we'd already lost, and what we couldn't lose again. The hatch sealed shut, and we descended into the dark, the pressure building with every meter. We plunged deeper than any human should go, the meter ticking past 10,000 meters. Something brushed the hull, something massive, something that didn't belong in the natural world. I gripped the stone tighter, knowing we were entering its domain with the lair of Sasraja. We reached the trench floor, and there it was, a faint blue glow in the endless dark. My scales burned in response, singing with the same frequency as the glow. It knew we were here. We suited up, each breath a reminder that one wrong move would be our last. The hatch opened, and the abyss reached in, ready to swallow us whole. We stepped into the dark, moving toward the glow that promised either salvation or oblivion. B stayed behind, monitoring us, her faith in us, the only light we carried from above. As we drew closer, the glow resolved into something far worse than we imagined. Sasraja's tentacles, waiting for us. I thought the nightmare was over until Sasraja's roar echoed from the trench. We thought we'd won, but the sea never gives up that easily. My wrist burned. Raven's voice was calling, warning us of the danger. I carried Raven's mother's book, its pages held the only way to stop this. We were gathering every weapon, every secret, preparing for the final battle. Our harpoons weren't just tools, they were our only hope against its tentacles. Dr. Origami mapped its lair deep in the Mariana Trench, where pressure crushes steel. The sub's weapons were upgraded, built to punch through even Sasraja's armor. That book told our story and held the key to sealing Sasraja forever. We suited up for the deep, knowing we might not come back. I could feel Raven beside me, his strength flowing through my veins. The sub rumbled to life, carrying us toward the dark heart of the ocean. We left the dock behind, heading into the unknown where even sunlight can't reach. Then I saw him, Raven, his spirit guiding us through the dark waters. The stone glowed in time with my scales. Raven was speaking, telling us where to go. Its power was growing faster than we ever imagined. We had to hurry. The warnings blared. If we didn't act fast, it would break free completely. Captain Tomes pushed the sub to its limits, diving deeper than any sub has ever gone. B found the ritual in the book, how to bind it back, if we could reach it in time. We reached the trench's floor, and there it was, waiting for us in the dark. My scales burned brighter. Raven was ready, and so were we. We stood at the airlock, knowing that beyond that door was either victory or death. The deep sea doesn't just hold pressure. It holds whispers of something ancient and angry. I could feel it in my bones. Sasraja wasn't just sleeping, it was waking. My wrist scales burned, a direct line to that thing's growing. I had to tell the others before it was too late. Outside the sub, the dark water seemed to pulse with a terrible, hungry energy. It's gathering strength, pushing against the seal. It'll break free soon if we don't act. The data confirms it, its energy signatures spiking faster than we predicted. We've got the firepower, but we need a new plan to reinforce the seal. Raven's mom's book has clues and old ritual to strengthen the binding. We need to reach its lair, deploy the ritual, and hit it hard before it breaks free. The protective stone will shield us from its mental influence. Raven gave everything to seal it. I won't let his sacrifice be for nothing. We'll channel the sea's own pressure against it, using the stone as a focal point. The harpoons are modified to inject the binding agent. They'll weaken its core. We don't have much time. Every minute brings it closer to breaking free. The pressure's spiking. It's testing the seal from inside. Time to move. We have to intercept it before it reaches the surface. I can hear it whispering now. It's hungry, ravenous. The shield's up. Stay close, and don't let its whispers get to you. The deep sea is full of things that don't want us here. But we've got a job to do. I'm connecting to it. I can see its core, where it's weakest. There it is. That's the heart of its power. Stay in formation. We hit the core together, or we don't hit it at all. Let's give this sea monster a reason to stay buried. This is it, the final stand. Either we seal it forever, or it destroys us all. I'm Evan, Raven's long-lost twin. Today, I uncovered a family secret that changes everything, hidden in these dusty records. The truth about why we were separated at birth. This symbol. It matches the one tied to Sasraja, the sea monster we thought we'd beaten. Wait, our bloodline isn't just special. We're a double insurance against the beast. Our ancestors planned this 2 keys to lock Sasraja away permanently. Raven sacrificed himself, but his power isn't gone. I need to join it with mine. I had to call B. She's the only one who understands what we lost. She couldn't believe it at first. None of us knew we needed 2 keys all along. She brought out Raven's mom's old book. The symbols matched exactly. This wasn't a coincidence. Our family has been guarding this secret for centuries. The drawings told the whole story, twins standing together to chain the beast. We realized Raven didn't fail, he just couldn't finish the seal alone. My wrist started glowing. I could feel Raven's power calling to me from the trench. We had to find Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes. We needed their help to reach the trench. They'd been monitoring the trench. They knew Sasraja's seal was weakening. They showed us the map. Raven's power was still lingering near the beast's lair. We made a plan. I'd merge with Raven's power, and we'd reforge the seal together. The diamond was ready, modified to withstand the trench's pressure and Sasraja's attacks. We loaded up the gear. Every second counted before Sasraja broke free completely. As we boarded the sub, I felt Raven's power grow stronger. We were finally ready to fix what was broken. My wrist burned with blue light. I knew Raven was right there with us, waiting to help. The sub descended into the dark. We couldn't see anything outside, but we could feel the pressure rising. The sonar lit up. Sasraja was moving, sensing our approach. I suited up for the dive. This was the moment we'd been waiting for. The moment we'd fix my brother's sacrifice. As the hatch opened, I took a deep breath. Raven and I were about to finish what our family started. I never thought I'd feel his presence again, Raven, my lost brother. He's not gone. His spirit lingers, tied to the sea, to our bloodline. The protective stone glows bright. It's responding to our shared bond. When my fingers touch it, I hear his voice clear, like he's right beside me. Our minds merge. His power flows into mine, filling every empty space I didn't know I had. I can see what he saw, Sasraja's lair, the endless pressure of the trench. Bee gasps, seeing the change in me. She knows he's here, with us. The scale on my wrist burns bright. It's no longer a mark of fear. It's a symbol of unity. I stand, feeling stronger than ever. Together, we can do what I never could alone. The door creaks open. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes are here. They felt the shift too. Dr. Origami's voice is quiet, awestruck. It's true. The bond is real. Captain Tomes claps my shoulder, his grip firm. You two are going to end this for good. The old book flips open on its own, showing Sasraja's sketch. It knows we're ready. When I touch the page, I see his memories, his fear, his courage, his love for me. We gather around, planning our final move. No more running. This ends now. I grip the book tight. This isn't just my fight anymore. It's ours. Bia hands me the stone, her voice steady. Bring him home. Bring us all home. The stone and book glow in sync, their light weaving together. Our power is whole, unbreakable. I walk to the window, staring at the ocean. I can feel him, Sasraja, waiting, knowing we're coming. The sea calls to us. But this time, we're the ones holding the power. We're coming for you, Sasraja. Raven's voice echoes in my head. Let's finish this, together, and I know we will. We're heading back to the Mariana Trench. Sasraja's awake, and this time, we finish it for good. Evan's carrying my power now, and we've got every weapon we can grab to end this. The beast's stronger than ever. Its tentacles can crush steel like it's wet paper. Evan's got the protective stone. It's our only shield against Sasraja's corrupting essence. Every second we dive deeper, the pressure builds. And so does Sasraja's thunderous roar. Dr. Origami's tracking Sasraja's core, its only weak spot, hidden beneath miles of flesh. Captain Tomes' modified harpoons are our only chance to pierce that thick hide. Bee's got my mom's old book. It holds the final seal's secret, if we can reach it in time. The sonar's going wild. Sasraja's right below us, waiting to strike. The submarine hits the trench floor. Now, we fight. Evan suits up first. He's the bridge between my power and the physical world. The rest of us follow. No turning back now. We either seal Sasraja or we die trying. The water's freezing and the pressure's crushing, but we can feel Sasraja's hunger drawing us in. Evan's wrist glows blue, my power merging with his, pushing back Sasraja's corruption. We spot Sasraja's core, glowing bright blue in the darkness. This is our target. Captain Tomes fires first harpoons, streak through the water, aim straight at the core. The harpoons hit, but Sasraja's tentacles swat them aside like they're nothing. It's too strong. Evan steps forward, the protective stone glowing bright. He channels our combined power to push back the tentacles. B opens the old book, reciting the sealing incantation my mom wrote. The words hum in the water. Sasraja roars, but the incantation holds. Its core starts to dim, we're winning. Evan drives the protective stone into Sasraja's core. The beast's scream shakes the entire trench. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes fire every harpoon we have, pinning the tentacles down to hold it still. Sasraja's core is fading fast, but it's not done fighting yet. It's trying to break free. I channel every last bit of my power into Evan. We can't let it escape now. This is our only chance. Sasraja's core goes dark. The tentacles go limp. We did it. We've sealed it permanently. Evan's wrist stops glowing. The scales fade and he collapses, exhausted but alive. We gather around him, battered but victorious. The trench is quiet at last. B closes my mom's book and a tear falls. It's over. We kept our promise. Dr. Origami checks the sensors. No sign of Sasraja's essence left. The seal holds. We board the submarine, heading back to the surface. The sea's quiet now, at peace. I thought sinking into the trench was my end. But fate had a different plan for me. Evan found me, his power wrapping around my fading consciousness like a lifeline. Sasraja still stirred, its ancient essence roaring to break free from our binds. Even clutched the protective stone, every step fighting the trench's crushing pressure. Our consciousness merged, weaving a barrier no ancient sea monster could breach. Up above, Dr. Origami watched our signal, praying we'd succeed where others failed. Captain Tomes gripped the controls, ready to pull us out if the worst happened. B held my mom's tattered book, knowing our fight was for every soul the sea had taken. Through the cracked window, they saw our seal's glow spreading through the dark. The protective stone blazed blue, amplifying our power to seal Sasraja forever. The trench grew silent, our permanent seal locking Sasraja away for good. Our forms merged, no longer just two boys, but the ocean's eternal guardians. We shared one thought now: watch over the sea, and never let the dark rise again. Above, the submarine began its ascent, carrying the news that the sea was finally at peace. When we reached shore, B hugged Evan, tears of joy mixing with salt spray. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes shook hands, knowing their years of work had paid off. Back in Brooklyn, I watched the sea with Evan, our bond unbroken even across land and water. A faint blue glow on Evan's wrist told us our work wasn't done, we'd always be the sea's guardians. Bia wrote our story, so no one would forget the boys who became the sea's protectors. As the sun set, I knew this wasn't the end, it was just the start of our eternal watch. A little girl drew a picture of me, a reminder that our story would live on. At her book signing, Bee told our story to everyone, keeping our legacy alive. Deep in the trench, our seal glowed softly, a silent promise that Sasraja would never rise again. Even kept the protective stone, a reminder of the bond that tied us to the sea. Every night, I'd appear to Evan, and we'd watch the sea together, forever guardians of the deep. We're back in Brooklyn, but the ocean still watches us like a hungry beast. Life feels normal again, but we never let our guard down for a second. Bee's book became a bestseller, telling our story to anyone who listened. I patrol the shore every day, carrying Raven's legacy in every step. We found fragile peace, but the sea's secrets never truly sleep. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes didn't stop. They're still chasing the deep's truths. They still study Sasraja's traces, guarding the world from what's below. Their submarines upgraded, ready for whatever the trench throws at them. Tomes still wears that old captain's cap, a reminder of every battle we fought. I keep the protective stone close, a link to what we lost and what we protect. The sea's mark still lingers on me, a reminder of our blood bond. Bee's signings end, but our story keeps spreading, one reader at a time. A little girl drew Raven, saying he's her new hero. It broke my heart and mended it. Bee walked with her, pointing out the waves where Raven now lives. We're not just survivors, we're guardians, passing the story forward. Sometimes I see a faint blue glow under the waves, like ravens still watching over us. Bia and I talk for hours, remembering Raven, Leanne, all we lost. The stone still hums sometimes, a warning that the deep isn't done with us. They set off again, diving back into the dark to keep us all safe. Night falls, and I take my post again. The ocean never rests, neither do we. I'll keep watching, keep guarding, for Raven, for Leanne, for all of us. Bee writes new stories now, but she never stops telling ours. Every step I take is a promise. The sea won't take anyone else from us. That little girl's drawing sits on Bee's desk, a reminder that we're remembered. The sun will rise soon, but the watch never ends. This is our life now. I thought we'd won. Until Gemini's eyes flared with that familiar, terrified glow. Her dreams never lied before. This time, the ocean wasn't just restless, it was screaming. The protective stone hummed a warning, thrumming with a frequency I'd only felt before Sasraja's rise. Evan arrived before we could even call him, his wrist scales glowing faintly blue like a homing beacon. We all knew what this meant. The sea wasn't done with us, not by a long shot. Gemini's vision showed something new in the trench, not Sasraja, but something just as hungry. A pulsing blue light, pulsing in the same rhythm as the protective stone. But this wasn't a warning, it was a call. Bee grabbed the old book, its pages still stiff with salt, looking for answers we'd missed the first time. There was a passage we'd skipped. When the first seal breaks, the echo rises to claim what's left. My Dr. Origami arrived before we could text him, his folder stuffed with sonar readings I didn't want to see. His sonar didn't lie either. Something massive was moving in the trench fast. Captain Tomes wasn't far behind, his limp more pronounced, but his grip on his harpoon model unshakable. We spread out every scrap of information we had, piecing together the new nightmare rising from the deep. Evan's scales hummed in sync with the stone, a direct link to the ocean's growing power. Bee set down her book, the story that had become our guide, a promise we'd fight to keep. Even Raven's memory was with us, the little girl's drawing a silent reminder of what we'd already lost. Evan suited up quickly, his scales already shifting to match the gear's protective layers, no fear in his eyes. Dr. Origami and the captain brought the heavy gear harpoons modified to pierce even the thickest sea creature hides. The diamond was waiting for us, modified to dive deeper, fight harder than ever before. Evan looked at me, or at least at the part of me that was still in the waves, and nodded. Let's finish this. We stepped into the night, the ocean's salt heavy in the air, ready to face whatever the deep had waiting for us. The diamond waited for us in the bay, its hull dark against the black water, a steel fist pointed toward the trench. Our feet sank into the salt-crusted sand, each step a promise, to the ocean, to Raven, to ourselves. The stone flared to life, matching the pulse from the trench, a signal we were coming. We dove into the dark, the ocean closing above us, ready to face the abyss one last time, or so we thought. I never thought I'd be the one carrying this torch, but Raven's sacrifice left me no choice. These kids don't know the horrors I've seen, but they're our only hope to keep Sasraja bound. First, they must learn to wield the only thing that can hold Sasraja's darkness at bay. Every step brings them closer to the truth, and the danger that never truly sleeps. The ocean doesn't forget the lives it's claimed, and neither will they once they learn our secret. Next, they need to learn to fight, not just with strength, but with knowledge of what we're up against. Every thrust must count, because one mistake down there means certain death. Some of them already have the fire. The same fire that burned in Raven, in my mother. Dr. Origami's here to teach them the science, the cold, hard truth of the Mariana Trench. They need to know what we're fighting. Not just a monster, but an ancient force older than humanity. Tomes is teaching them survival. How to stay alive when the ocean turns against you. Fear is natural, but they must learn to turn it into strength, like I did. Bee came to watch. She knows better than anyone how much this means to Raven's legacy. She wrote our story, and to make sure no one ever forgets what we lost and what we're fighting for. We're not just training soldiers. We're building a legacy that will outlive us all. The ocean's power flows through my veins, and soon it'll flow through theirs too. They must feel its power to understand the weight of what we're asking them to carry. Raven would be proud. He always believed in second chances in the next generation. This is more than training. This is a promise to protect the world from the dark that lies beneath. The sun is setting, but our work is just beginning. The ocean waits for no one. After all we survived, we're heading back to the trench for the truth. Dr. Origami's been obsessed with the readings he swears Sasraja's seal is weakening. The pressure spikes don't lie something's moving down here, something old. Tomes modified our harpoons with explosives. We're not taking chances this time. The ocean closes in around us, and I feel it's Sasraja's faint, hungry presence. Origami's hands shake as he points to the screen. There's a breach in the seal. The seal's failing right above his lair. We need to see it for ourselves. The protective stone glows faintly, fighting against Sasraja's corrupting energy. Tome steers us closer, the submarine creaking under the trench's pressure. Through the viewport, I see it his lair, silent but waiting, like a beast in the dark. Origami uploads old data, comparing it to now seal integrity dropped by 17% in a month. The energy spikes are rhythmic, like it's breathing, gathering strength to break free. The sub shakes violently. Sasraja knows we're here, and he's not happy. Tomes grabs the harpoon, his grip tight. We both know what's coming. We find it on the rocks, his slime, glowing faint blue, fresh. He was here recently. Origami's voice shakes, but he stands firm. We have to reinforce the seal, now. We'll deploy the protective stone outside, tie it to the seal's energy. It's our only shot. The door opens, and the stone drifts out, glowing brighter as it reaches the seal. The readings stabilize for now. The stone's holding, pushing Sasraja back into the dark. We start ascending, but I don't feel relief. Sasraja's gone quiet, but he's not gone forever. Origami points to the screen. His energy's still there, biding its time, waiting for the right moment. We'll be back next week, next month, however long it takes. We can't let our guard down. The story doesn't end here. I have to keep their legacy alive. Raven gave everything to protect us. Now it's my turn to tell his story. I can still feel him in the waves. He's still here, guiding me. The first word feels like a promise to never let them be forgotten. This isn't just a book. It's a warning and a hope. The first sentence flows. It's like he's dictating it to me. I write of the sea's secrets, of the guardians who still watch over it. The story isn't over. New guardians will stand when we can't. I think of Evan, still carrying the weight of all the others who fought. We all have a role to play. Even when the battle feels over, Raven's face stares back, a reminder of what we lost. But he's not gone. Not really. He's part of the sea now. I can hear him in the waves, telling me to keep going. The words flow faster now, like a dam has broken. I write of hope, of survival, of the sea's mercy. The sea is my muse. It holds all the answers. A little girl gave me this. She said she heard the story too. It's perfect, exactly how I remember him. This is why I write, so no one forgets. The story will live on, in her, in me, in all of us. I stared at the mountain of letters on my desk, my hands shaking a little. They came from everywhere, small towns, big cities, even coastal villages. Each one held a piece of someone's heart, wrapped in paper and stamps. I started opening them, not knowing what I'd find inside. I never thought my words could travel this far, touch so many lives. A teenager from Ohio wrote this. He used to panic at the sight of waves. He said he now volunteers at a marine rescue center every weekend. A fisherman from Maine shared how my story changed how he views the sea. He told me he now teaches his grandchildren to protect marine life. Each letter felt like a gift, a reminder of why I wrote that story. Then I found this one, tucked under a pile of larger envelopes. It felt different, lighter, like it held a dream instead of just words. I held my breath as I pulled out the letter inside. A young boy, only 16, wrote this from a small coastal town. He said he wanted to be an ocean guardian, just like Raven in my story. He had a plan, a fire in his words that I could almost feel through the paper. In that moment, I realized something huge, something I'd missed. My story wasn't just about Raven's sacrifice, it was about passing on the torch. That book wasn't just a story, it was a call to action. I knew then I had to keep writing, keep sharing these stories. First, I needed to write back to that young ocean guardian in training. I wanted to tell him he wasn't alone in this fight. that there were thousands of us, all listening to the sea's stories, and that every small act of protection matters, no matter how young you are. As I sealed the envelope, I felt something shift inside me. I realized stories aren't just words on paper, they're living things. They grow, they spread, they change people in ways we can't predict. And that's the greatest power a story can have, the power to inspire. In that moment, I knew my journey wasn't over. It was just beginning. Because the sea's stories are endless, and so is our duty to protect them. I sacrificed myself to bind Sasraja, but my brother Evan's fire was just beginning. The new cult thought they could awaken the beast, but they didn't count on Evan. The cult leader, half mutated, lunged for B. Evan didn't hesitate. His blood carried our family's power, the same power that bound Sasraja. With one brutal push, he sent her flying, her reign of terror over. He snatched the fragment of Sasraja from the altar, the key to the beast's awakening. In his other hand, he held the protective stone of our family's ancient defense against the sea beast. As the stone touched the fragment, it screamed, its power dissolving into salt water. B watched, tears welling, finally free from the cult's shadow. The cult members' mutations faded, their madness gone, their minds clear. Dr. Origami let out a breath. We'd won. For now. Captain Tomes lowered his harpoon. Even the old sea dog knew this was a victory. Evan's own scales receded, our family's power resting, but ready to awaken again. He looked to be a silent promise. We'd keep the sea safe together. The protective stone's glow dimmed, Sasraja's essence fully bound. For now, we gathered our strength, ready to leave this cursed cave behind. Evan crushed the cult symbol under his boot, their dark legacy erased forever. The light of dawn poured in. A new beginning for all of us. B clung to Evan, tears of relief mixing with salt water from the sea air. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes led the way. Old allies, now family. As we stepped onto the shore, the sea was calm, watching, waiting, but bound. Evan turned to the ocean, his voice steady. We'll be ready when it comes back. We were no longer just strangers, and we were the sea's new guardians, bound forever. A faint blue glow flickered under the waves, a reminder that the sea never forgets its secrets. I'm Raven, bound to the sea forever, but today I feel warmth, not cold. Bia's apartment hums with quiet life. My friends are here, alive, safe. That stone, it holds the last of Sasraja's power and my brother's hope. Evan reads Mom's diary, finally learning our family's true purpose. We're not just survivors, we're the guardians this sea needs. B's writing our story down, so no one forgets what we lost and what we saved. Dr. Origami explains, this duty's been passed down for centuries, not just to us. Evan's scales glow, he's connected to the sea, just like me, bound to protect it. Captain Tomes claps Evan's shoulder, he sees a guardian, not just a kid with scales. Warm coffee, quiet laughs. This is what I fought for. This ordinary peace. From the deep, I see the sun warmth reaching down, wrapping around me like a hug. Evan picks up the stone, his hands don't shake. He's ready, finally, ready to be a guardian. B's book sits there, our story in ink proof, that we didn't fade into the waves. Dr. Origami shows the data. Sasraja's bound, fully, completely. He can't break free, not ever again. They raise their cups, laughing, and I feel their joy, like it's my own, rippling through the sea. I stir the water, sending a ripple up to them, a quiet, I'm here, I'm proud they can feel. Evan stares at the ocean, he knows now. This isn't an end, it's a beginning. Mom's shell necklace hangs there, a reminder, she was a guardian too, long before us. B and Evan laugh, talking about the mess I made, the fights we won, they don't forget me. Night falls, and I settle into the deep. The sea's quiet, safe, my duty's done, passed on to hands that will care. Evan's eyes hold my light now. He'll guard this sea, just like I would, with care, not fear. We thought we'd won, but the ocean's not done with us yet. Dr. Origami picked up a signal, nothing like Sasraja, but just as dangerous. This signature doesn't match anything we've ever encountered. My wrist burned something ancient stirring down there. We thought we'd sealed the darkness, but we only scratched the surface. It's coming from the trench, deeper than we dared go before, down where pressure crushes steel. Something ancient's waking up. I could feel it. Not anger, but a hunger that never ends. We can't hide this time. We have to face it head on. The sea holds more secrets than we could ever imagine. I've seen what the deep can do, and this is far worse. We used the diamond to fight Sasraja, but this needs more than firepower. This stone saved us before, but will it be enough for this? It repelled Sasraja's essence. But this is a whole new evil. Raven's sacrifice bought us time, but we can't waste it. We're not ready, but we don't have a choice. The ocean's calling, and this time we have to answer. It's close, closer than we ever could have guessed. We didn't just fight Sasraja. We woke something far older, and this time we might not come back alive. I thought we'd won, but the sea still whispers of new threats. We're gathering again. This time, we won't let the darkness take us. The protective stone glows brighter now. It senses something coming. My powers have fully awakened. I'm ready to face whatever lurks below. We didn't just survive the last battle, we've been preparing for this. I finished the story. But the real battle's only just beginning. The trench is stirring. A new fragment is forming fast. I've modified these harpoons to pierce even the darkest sea flesh. I can feel the seas pouring in me now. I'll use it to protect. We train from dawn till dusk. Every second counts. I haven't forgotten him. His sacrifice fuels every step we take. The trench's pressure will test us, but we're prepared. This old wound reminds me we fight not for glory, but for survival. I've mastered every evasive move. Nothing catches me off guard now. We've mapped every weak point. Now, we wait for the signal. The stone and my power sing in harmony, and we're ready. 2 stories, 1 destiny will finish what he started. The sea glows. It's almost time to face the darkness again. My brother Evan now carries our family's burden, bound to the sea forever. He moved close to Bia, keeping my legacy alive in every quiet moment. Our mom's diary holds all the secrets of our bloodline, our duty to bind Sasraja. Bee visits every day, bringing warmth and stories from the shore we love. We're not just a memory, we're a promise to keep humanity safe from the deep. Evan named him Raven. After me, a piece of me stays with them always. The protective stone glows faintly, a reminder of what we fought to contain. He knows our duty now, bind Sasraja, protect the shore, always. Bee's new novel tells our story, ensuring no one forgets the sacrifice we made. She writes of love and loss, of the sea that binds us all together. Evan watches the ocean every day, feeling Sasraja's faint presence beneath the waves. His eyes hold the same ocean blue as mine, a bond we can't break. The scales on his wrist glow when Sasraja stirs our warning, our call to fight. We study every clue, every fragment, to never let Sasraja break free again. Wilson's log tells of the deep, of the horror we faced in the Mariana Trench. Dr. Origami's notes teach us Sasraja's weaknesses, how to bind it forever. We know every detail of the entity we fight, every way to hold it back. We raise our cups to the future, to the peace we fought so hard for. Even in quiet, we find peace proof that our sacrifice wasn't in vain. This is our new life, guarding the shore, keeping our promise together. I'm with him always, in the sea, in the wind, in every wave that crashes. Bee's book will make sure our story lives on, that no one forgets what we did. The light fills the room, a reminder that hope always comes after the dark. I will keep our promise, brother. I will guard the sea forever. The sea is quiet now, but we'll never let our guard down, not for a single second. I was just settling in when my wrist burned another sea threat, and this one felt wrong. I raced to the coast, my gut screaming this wasn't like Sasraja, not at all. My protection stone glowed, but not with the familiar dread of Sasraja's power. I ran toward the shore, the shape in the water growing clearer, less monstrous by the second. It wasn't a sea monster, it was a person, but twisted, mutated person. I held up my stone, ready to fight, but they didn't attack. They just stared, confused. Their hands were webbed, scaled, but they didn't reach for a weapon. They looked scared. I inched closer, and my stone's glow dimmed. This wasn't an enemy. This was a victim. Their eyes held only fear, not the hunger of Sasraja's minions. They were just lost. I held out a hand, slow and calm. I won't hurt you. I know what it's like to be changed by the sea. They hesitated, then reached back, their touch cold, scaled, but gentle. I helped them onto the shore, their legs wobbly, scales glistening in the moonlight. A broken diver's tag hung around their neck. They weren't just a random victim. I called Bee. We needed help, and we needed answers fast. She answered instantly. She knew we couldn't let this person suffer like I almost did. She arrived minutes later, medical bag in hand, already ready to help. Bia examined them, her brow furrowed. Their bodies being warped by residual sea energy, not Sasraja's, but something older. I placed my protection stone on their chest. It glowed, warm now, not defensive. It was calming them. Their tense expression softened, the confusion in their eyes fading. The stone was working. We helped them to my apartment, slow and steady. This wasn't an end, it was just the start of a new fight. I thought our fight was over, that the sea was safe, until I found him. Half man, half sea creature, left to rot after the experiments failed. His skin was covered in scales, his body marked by horrors no one should endure. I stepped closer, ready to fight. But he only looked scared, not dangerous. That's when he spoke broken words about being abandoned, left to the sea. He was a test subject, discarded when the experiments twisted his body. I couldn't leave him like this, not after everything my brother and I fought for. I knew what it felt like to be trapped between two worlds, half human, half sea. So I offered to help him, to control his power, to find a purpose beyond his pain. I wasn't alone. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes joined us, bringing their knowledge. Dr. Origami modified gear to fit his body gear to help him move without pain. Reinforced to withstand pressure, built to let him embrace both his sides. When he put it on, he didn't look like a monster anymore. He looked like a fighter. We started slow, teaching him to walk on land, to control the tentacles that had been his prison. Every step was a struggle, but he never stopped trying. I showed him how to channel the sea's power without letting it take over. Days turned into weeks, and he grew stronger. He started to believe he could belong. For the first time in years, he looked like he had a future worth fighting for. We knew he wasn't just a victim anymore. He was ready to stand with us, a new guardian, bound to the sea, and to us our fight continues, but we have a new ally. After Raven's sacrifice, I knew our fight wasn't over. We needed more than just weapons. I reached out to those changed by the sea, not as monsters, but as allies. Controlling these powers wasn't easy. Every day was a battle against the sea's call. B captured our stories, turning pain into a legacy that would outlive us all. Our small group grew. Strangers became family, bound by a shared duty to protect. Dr. Origami studied every mutation, searching for patterns to help us control the chaos. I taught them what I knew, how to balance the sea within without losing themselves. Even those who once served Sasraja found redemption in our ranks. We gathered every night, sharing intel and forging strategies for what might come next. B's words reminded us why we fought for the future, not just the present. The protective stone became our symbol, a reminder of Raven's sacrifice. We didn't wait for Sasraja to return. We took the fight to what was left of his cult. My scales glowed whenever danger neared Raven's gift, watching over us still. Wilson understood the struggle better than anyone. He became our most trusted mentor. We even shared our story publicly, letting others know they weren't alone. Kids brought drawings of Raven, keeping his memory alive in the most beautiful way. We maintained the diamond, always ready to dive into the depths if we had to. Our weapons weren't just for fighting, they were for protection, for keeping each other safe. Mia and I talked about the future, about what we'd build after the sea was calm. As the sun set, I knew Raven would be proud. Our guard never fell. Every new member was a promise. We'd never let the sea take what was ours again. We trained together, grew together, became something stronger than any of us alone. B's sequel wasn't just a story, it was a guide, a light for anyone lost to the sea. Knowledge was our greatest weapon. We learned the sea's secrets to defend against it. We weren't just soldiers. We were a family, bound by loss and hope. I kept Leanne's shell necklace, a link to the family we'd lost and the one we built. We didn't just fight the sea, we learned to respect it, to care for it. For the first time in years, some of us dared to hope, to believe we could win. The protective stone never dimmed. It was a beacon, calling all who needed our help. Beneath the stars, we made a vow. No matter what came, we'd stand together. Once, I was just a regular guy. Now, I'm bound to the sea, a guardian and a prisoner. I'm not alone anymore. We formed a new guardianship to watch over the deep. The trench is calm now, but I can still feel Sasraja's essence waiting in the dark. Evan, my twin, stepped up to carry the legacy. He's the new human anchor for our cause. For now, the ocean rests. We've brought humanity a fragile peace. B turned our story into a book, keeping my memory alive for the world. At her book signing, a little girl gave her a drawing of me, half human, half sea creature. The protective stone still glows faintly, a barrier against Sasraja's lingering influence. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes refitted the diamond to patrol the trench, a permanent watchpost. Every week, they dive into the abyss, making sure nothing stirs down below. Evan trains relentlessly, learning to fight like we never got the chance to. Dr. Origami mapped our family line, showing we're part of a long line of sea guardians. My mom's old book holds the truth of our bloodline. We were always meant to bind Sasraja. We take small moments of joy too, proof that humanity still matters. These quiet days are what we fight for, what I sacrificed everything to protect. But I can feel it. Sasraja's essence isn't fully gone. It's biding its time. Evan feels it too. His bloodline lets him sense the deep's subtle shifts. The protective stone flares brighter when the danger grows, an early warning system. We don't wait for the threat to come to us. We prepare to meet it head on. The sea calls, and we answer. We're guardians, bound to the deep forever. I'll be with them always, watching from the waves, a silent protector. Even in the dark, we stand watch. The sea's secrets won't stay hidden forever. But whenever it comes, we'll be ready. For each other, for humanity, for the sea. Our story isn't over. It's just beginning. A new chapter for the sea and its guardians. We are bound to the sea, bound to each other, and we'll guard this peace forever. I thought my story died with me, but B gave it eternal life. Months later, her book about me became a nationwide sensation. Then they turned my journey into a graphic novel, raw, honest, unflinching. Hollywood came calling my stories now a major motion picture. Fans started dressing as me, honoring the sacrifice I made. Colleges even started teaching my story as modern folklore. Marine conservation groups adopted my legacy to protect our oceans. Even kids drew pictures of me, proof my story touched the youngest hearts. B kept writing, expanding the world we built together. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes spread my story to every corner of the sea. They even put my knife in a museum, an artifact of courage. Merchandise, fan art, conventions, my story grew beyond anything I imagined. Evan carried on my fight, his scales, a reminder of our shared blood. They cleaned our oceans in my name, turning sorrow into action. My story crossed borders, translated into dozens of languages worldwide. Dr. Origami taught seminars on my transformation science meeting legend. Every year, they gather at the shore to light candles for me. Even my mother's necklace became a symbol of our family's bond to the sea. B kept passing the torch, inspiring new storytellers every day. I'm not gone. I'm in every wave, every story, every heart that guards the sea. Just when we thought it was over, a new seer appeared, one who could see Raven's true form. I saw her staring at empty space, like she was watching something only she could see. Her drawing didn't lie, it showed exactly what Raven had become after the sacrifice. I knew we needed her. If anyone could predict Sasraja's return, it was her. She told me she'd been seeing him in her dreams, Raven, the guardian of the sea. She said he whispered warnings, things I could barely comprehend, but knew were true. I showed her the book Raven left behind, proof that his power wasn't gone, just hidden. When her hand touched the pages, her visions grew clearer, sharper, like Raven was speaking through her. We left the book behind, for now our first stop was the shore, where Raven's presence was strongest. The second she stepped onto the sand, she froze. She could feel him just beneath the waves. She reached out, like she could touch him, talk to him like he was still there, watching over us. Evan and Dr. Origami saw it too. This girl was our only chance to stay one step ahead. His scales glowed faintly, he felt it too, the connection between the girl and the sea. We took her in, gave her something to hold on to, proof she wasn't alone in this fight. For the first time since we found her, she smiled like she finally belonged somewhere. And then she began to speak predictions that made our blood run cold, warnings of what was to come. She saw it, Sasraja, not gone, just biding its time, gathering strength beneath the waves. I held her hand, told her we'd stand together, that we wouldn't let Sasraja win, not this time. We gave her the protective stone, our only defense against Sasraja's corrupting influence. Our new seer was ready, and so were we wouldn't be caught off guard again. But beneath the calm waves, something stirred. Sasraja had heard her voice, and it was coming for us. Every day, I lead the new guardians to train our duty to the sea never rests. Dr. Origami's marine wisdom is our shield against the deep's unknown threats. Every tide, every current, each detail could mean life or death down there. Captain Tomes turns raw recruits into fighters, honed for the ocean's darkest battles. Together, we grow stronger each session, a step toward protecting our world. Every grip, every strike, we carve our resolve into every training drill. The deep crushes anything unprepared, we learn its rules to survive it. Mistakes cost lives here. We train until every move becomes instinct. The ocean's power flows in our veins. We don't just fight it, we become one with it. Trust is our greatest weapon. We watch each other's backs, just as the sea watches us. Every scar tells a story of the deep we learned from those who survived it. Our gear is more than metal, it's our lifeline in a world that wants to crush us. We adapt, we evolve, just like the sea itself. No threat catches us off guard. These recruits aren't just learning to fight, they're learning to carry on a legacy. As the sun sets, we know tomorrow will bring new trials, and we'll be ready. This stone is our symbol, proof that we can stand against the deep's darkest forces. A single fault in your gear can be your end. We leave nothing to chance. I carry Raven's hope with me every day. I fight to honor his sacrifice. The trench holds secrets we've only begun to uncover, and one day, we'll face them all. Night or day, calm or storm, we are always watching, always ready. The deep will not catch us weak. Our blood sings with the ocean's call, and we answer it with strength, not fear. Every aim, every throw, we build the skill to protect everything we love. Today was supposed to be just a book signing, but fate had other plans for me. I never expected a small child would hold the next chapter of our story. Her tiny hands gripped a drawing that would change everything I thought I knew. Step by step, she brought something no one else could have created. When she held out that drawing, I felt a familiar warmth in my chest. At first glance, I saw Raven, the boy who became part of the sea. And there was Evan, my brave companion, who carried on the fight. But then I saw them, a new guardian, born from the sea's magic. My hands trembled as I took the drawing, realizing this wasn't just art. In that moment, I understood our story wasn't over when Raven sacrificed himself. The child nodded, as if she knew exactly what this meant for us all. For every end, there's a new beginning, even in our dark, ocean-bound world. The stories we tell have a way of continuing, even when we think they've ended. I knew then that we couldn't stop fighting, not when the sea still needs protectors. The sea's guardians are never truly gone, they just take new forms. I could almost hear Raven's voice, telling me to keep going. I wrote a message for the new guardian, hoping they'd find it someday. The child left with her signed book, carrying our hope to the world. That drawing wasn't just a gift, it was a promise. And I knew, no matter what comes next, we'll be ready. Raven's spirit is still with us, guiding every step we take. Our fight isn't over, but now we know we're not alone in it. I'm not really gone. The sea's become my new skin, my new voice now. I can feel him, my brother, standing on the shore, carrying our shared burden. That mark on his wrist? It's not just a mutation, it's our bond, written in skin and salt. He's walking our old path, retracing the steps that led me to the deep, to the end. Today, he's not just looking for answers. He's calling out to me across the waves. He brought the stone, the one that held back the dark, but now it's glowing for a different reason. The stone isn't just a shield anymore. It's a bridge between his world and mine. I reach back, not with hands but with the waves, with the salt in the air. He feels it now. Not in his head, but in his bones, my presence, right beside him. His eyes hold the same sea as mine. We were always two halves of the same tide. We don't need words anymore. The sea speaks for us, in every crash, every whisper. The waves bring me to him, little pieces of the sea that carry my voice. He holds out his hand, not to grab, but to listen, to feel the sea's message. I show him my face, not as a monster, but as the brother he's always known. He smiles, tears mixing with the salt on his cheeks. He knows I'm here, that I'm never far. The stone glows brighter, linking our two worlds, our two souls, in a way no ritual ever could. This is our new bond, not written in blood or stone, but in the sea itself. The scales on his wrist, they're not just a mark, they're proof that we're still family, still one. For a moment, it feels like we're together again, but standing side by side, like old times. The sun rises, and I fade back into the waves, but I'm not gone. Not really. He knows now. Our duty isn't over, it's just changed, passed from brother to brother. He turns to leave, but he doesn't look back. He doesn't need to. He knows I'm with him, always. The waves keep crashing, carrying my voice, my promise, to every corner of the sea. I'm here, in every wave, every gust of salt wind, watching, waiting, protecting, just like him. Our story isn't over. It's just begun, written in the sea, in the bonds that can't be broken. From the depths, I watch as Brooklyn comes alive to celebrate the sea we fought to protect. Bia and Evan are here, carrying the story we wrote together. A child holds a drawing of me, proof my sacrifice wasn't forgotten. Evan shares our story, teaching others to respect the ocean's power. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes share tales of our deep-sea battles. B signs copies of our story, ensuring it's passed down to future generations. People leave with our story in their hands and hope in their hearts. Dr. Origami shows sea creatures we encountered, warning of hidden dangers. Captain Tomes talks about the Diamond, our trusted sub that carried us into battle. The air smells of salt and seafood, a celebration of life above the waves. Evan and B stand together, watching the ocean that's now our shared responsibility. The sun sets on the celebration, but our work as guardians is far from over. The protective stone glows faintly, a reminder that the sea still holds secrets. The people look at the ocean with new respect, knowing what lies beneath. I'm still here, watching over every wave, every soul that calls the sea home. A boy tosses a stone into the waves, unknowingly saying hello to his guardian. My family stands united, ready to carry the torch as long as the sea needs us. Our story is being read, shared, kept alive, exactly what I wanted. Evan's scale glows, a link between him, the sea, and me. The celebration ends, but the ocean's guard never sleeps. I'll be watching, always. Every piece of that monster I sealed, it's reforming in the trench. I was wrong to think it ended. End. I thought my sacrifice would seal it forever. End quote. Turns out, the sea doesn't let go that easy. That fragment's growing stronger, feeding on the trench's raw, dark energy. We have to stop it now. We suit up, knowing this could be the final fight, the one where we can't afford to fail. The sub's hatch creaks open, and the cold, crushing pressure of the trench hits us like a fist. I gave everything to seal that beast. Now, my brother has to finish what I started. They swim into the dark, that blue glow getting brighter, louder, hungrier. The smaller tentacles lash out, but Tomes doesn't miss. He's fought this darkness before. Origami's aim is perfect. He spent years studying this thing's weaknesses. Evan charges ahead, that protective stone glowing brighter with every stroke. He's ready to finish this. He slams the stone against the fragment, and it screams a high alien wail that shakes the water. Bia doesn't hesitate. She drives the knife, my knife, into the fragment's core. The explosive harpoon's fuse glows red. This is it, the moment we either win or lose everything. The explosion rips through the water. That fragment, it dissolves into salt water, like it never existed. We stare at where it was, waiting for any sign of it to come back. For a second, there's nothing. Then we hear it, that voice, weaker now, but still there. You haven't won. I'll be back, someday. We don't waste time. We race back to the sub, that voice echoing in our heads. The sub ascends, leaving that dark trench behind. For now, we've won, but I know it's not over. Evan's scales fade, and he slumps against the wall. He did it. He stopped it, for now. B hugs him, and for the first time in so long, I feel at peace. But I know this isn't the end. It's just a pause. We're heading back to the trench to make sure the seal holds. The team's ready. We won't let anything slip past us. The pressure's climbing. We're getting close to Sasraja's lair. I can feel the ocean's quiet. Too quiet. We need to be careful. This is where my brother made his final stand. I won't let his sacrifice be in vain. The lair's quiet. No signs of movement. No new fragments forming. The data doesn't lie. Sasraja's essence is still bound tightly. No anomalies detected on sonar. The trench is as calm as we've ever seen it. The ocean's not warning us. Two for now. But we can't let our guard down. We've done our job here for today. But the ocean always holds secrets. Time to head back to the surface. We'll be keeping watch from above. Every mission reminds me we're not just fighters, we're guardians. The surface is getting closer. I can almost taste the fresh air. We made it back, but this isn't the end, just another chapter. The sun's out, the sea is calm, but we'll never truly rest. Not while the seal holds. For Raven, for Leanne, for everyone who's ever fought this fight, we're a team, and together we'll keep this ocean safe. The seal's holding for now, but we'll be ready when it's not. Bee's waiting for us. She's been keeping the story alive, just like we keep the peace. This is our duty, this is our legacy, and we'll carry it always. The story's been told, but the guard never ends. We'll always be here, watching. The ocean's quiet today, but we know better than to trust the quiet too much. Down here in the deep, I felt at Bee's final book signing, a moment of closure and new beginnings. The bookstore buzzed with warmth, packed with people who'd followed our story through every twist and turn. A little girl held up a drawing me, the tentacled boy from the sea, captured in her messy, hopeful lines. Bee signed every copy with care, her hands steady now, no more tremors from the sea's whispers. When she spoke, her voice carried through the room not with fear, but with purpose. This isn't the end, she told them. The story of the sea's guardians is just getting started. I saw Evan in the crowd, his no longer glowing wrist finally at peace, proud of how far we'd all come. Dr. Origami and Captain Tomes shared a laugh, their sea-weary faces finally free of the trench's shadow. I'll keep writing, she promised. For Raven, for Leanne, for everyone who fought to protect the sea. The crowd erupted in applause, a sound that rippled up through the waves and reached me in the dark. She knelt down to the little girl, her voice soft, as she thanked her for the piece of our story. Evan handed her a glass of water, a small, quiet act of care we'd never dared take for granted before. Outside, the sun shone bright, a stark contrast to the dark I called home now, but I didn't mind. Down with me, the sea hummed softly, carrying every word, every laugh, every promise made that day. I thought of all we'd lost, Leanne, the life I could have had, and all we gained, a legacy of hope. Each book signed that day wasn't just a copy, it was a piece of the sea's story, passed to new hands. People lingered, sharing their own stories of how our journey had touched them. Evan's wrist, once a mark of the sea's curse, was now just skin proof that even the darkest bonds could be broken. As the last readers left, Bee waved, her smile soft but sure, ready to start writing the next chapter. Down in the deep, I smiled for the first time in so long, I felt at peace. Our story wasn't over, but it was in good hands. The sea held me, and I held it back watching, waiting, proud of every single one of them. And somewhere, a new story was already being written, one where the sea's guardians would never be forgotten. I'm still here, watching over the shores I once called my home. Life moves forward on the sand, but the sea still hums with my presence. Evan carries our family's legacy now, bearing the sea's power in his veins. The children don't know my story, but they feel the sea's gentle call. This is the fragile piece we fought so hard to protect, unbroken and true. Bee wrote our story down, so no one would ever forget the cost of this piece. The doctor and captain still keep watch, ensuring the sea stays quiet and calm. I'm not done. I'm part of every wave, every breath of sea air. When Evan calls on the sea's power, I feel it too, a familiar warmth in the depths. They don't fear the sea, not like we did. They only feel its gentle embrace. The sun sets on another day, but my watch never ends. Bia makes sure Evan never forgets where we came from, who we lost along the way. The sea's mark stays with him, a reminder of the bond we share with the depths. The children draw figures from the sea, unknowingly honoring my quiet sacrifice. When night falls, we gather under the moon, the sea whispering secrets only we can hear. The protective stone still holds power, a shield against any shadow that might rise. They still watch the depths, ready for whatever might stir beneath the waves. I smile at them from the depths, grateful for the peace we've built together. Evan knows the sea never truly sleeps, and neither do we. This is our eternal vow, to guard the sea and the peace it now holds forever. We don't run from the deep, we march into it together. The sea thinks it can break us, it doesn't know the meaning of family. For Raven, for Leanne, we'll win, no matter what.